Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a beautiful day, and today is the very first episode of the brand new show on YouTube, From Thy Scratch. And today's episode is titled, Who Are You? And it's going to be a very important part of this journey, this step-by-step process of making short films. In order for you to really get involved, in order for you to really get into making films, you have to first understand you. Imagine yourself. You're looking in the mirror, right? Your reflection of yourself. And you say to yourself, I want to be a filmmaker. But then you're telling yourself again, how am I going to be a filmmaker? Well, that's this. You see, all the great filmmakers have their own visions, have their own personalities, have their own artistic vision on where they want to go, what they want to do, and how they want to do things. In order for you to get in that mindset, you have to know who you are. You don't want to copy everybody else. You want to do your own thing. You want to be unique. You want to have a different, fresh perspective on where you want to go, who you want to be. And this goes for anything: music, acting, writing, singing, musicians, anything you name it. You want to be unique. You want to be different. You want to have value in what you want to do. And whatever it is that you want to have the value in is really important that you know who you are. Why? Because three factors come into play when you know who you are. The first is you know where you want to go with your films. You know where it wants to lead. You know where you want to go. Second, you know why you want to make your films. Especially that's important because why do you want to make films in the first place? And third, the will, the creativity, the mind, and the heart of making films. That's the passion, that's the artistry that is different in making films. Now, mind you, have the mindset of making films is a bit of a task, especially a full-length feature. Now, the cool thing about making short films is that even though it's still short, it's still a lot of work to do actually when you come to short films. As a matter of fact, it's a lot harder to do short films because you only limited time in making a film. Now, the cool thing of value about making short films is you can do a 10-minute film. You can do a 1-minute film. You can do a 3-minute film. I mean, the longest a short film can be is either 45 minutes. That's the longest a short film is. That is called short film. Anything over that, anything over the 50-minute mark of a film is a feature-length film. And the cool thing about that is you don't have that time limit. Remember, you have to also consider the opening credits, the actual film itself, and the end credits. You know, you have to credit the people that helped you make the film, and that's important. But in order for you to perceive that, in order for you to go on this route, you first have to know who you are. And I'm about to tell you guys that the three key ingredients, just imagine in your hands, you have a cake. And it is the most delicious cake of all time. The greatest cake. You cut a slice of that cake and you give it to someone. They enjoy that cake. They say, I want to make that cake. How did you make that cake? And I said to myself, well, this is how you make it. That person says, okay, I'm going to make the cake how you made it. So this person's going to make the cake however I made the cake, right? And he's like, he's going to taste it and he's like, it's not that good. Why? Why isn't the cake that good? Well, it's because that person made it. That person made it, you know, its own way. So this person goes, you know what? I'm going to add something to this cake to make it my own, to make it tasteful, to make it good for me. So then that person adds a different twist to that cake. And behold, guess what? He serves it to other people and they enjoy that cake. That cake is no longer the cake you gave them, right? And that's the cool thing about this. It's you really do things on your own. You do things with a unique perspective in mind. And that's the thing. The three key ingredients of making that is heart, mind, and soul. The spirit, all that is one connecting universal thing when it comes to anything artistic in nature. Anything artistic. It's your mind, your heart, and your soul. Now I'm going to tell you why these are key important ingredients in making anything, especially short films, is because we have film block, writer's block if you're a writer. It's pretty much what stops you from making films, what stops you from being artistic, what stops you from actually going out and trying to do something for yourself that has to do with what you love to do with your passions. Now, mind you, some passions can be different. Some passions can be fishing, some passions can be golfing. All that is relatable to your mind and your heart and your will to want to do it. Now, that's the thing about making short films, is even though it's a short film doesn't really mean that just because it's a short film, that's it. No, nothing like that. Short film is actually condensed because back in the day, before films come out, they would do screen tests, and people made short films to kind of fill the gap. You know, there wasn't really like preview of this movie coming out soon, right? So they made these little short films before the film actually came on, and that interested people's pretty much dollar value when they go watch a movie back in the day. And so this person thought of the idea, and then from there it spun a bunch of ideas of making short films for different things, for commercials, for products, for advertisements, for marketing, art designs, and you name it. It's an endless stream of what you can do with making short films. I mean, gum commercials do short films. Deodorant commercials do short films. They just do little scenes to make you, invested in whatever it is. Short films are just that. They prove a point. They prove a beginning, middle, and end of a story you want to tell, and you give it to the audience, and they understand it like that, like really quick. They understand whatever you're telling in that given time. Remember, the audience is smart. They understand what you're doing. Even though they may not like your stuff, they understand where you're going with your stuff. And some may like it and some may not like it, and that's opinions. And because opinions matter in this universe that we live in, you have to understand that not everyone's going to like your art. Not everyone's going to like your artistic vision. But because of that, you have to push forward in that kind of reasonable understanding. This person doesn't like my stuff. Maybe I can change it a little bit to kind of please, not that person, but please your more central dynamic of making films. So anyways, let's cut to the actual 3 key things of making short films. And this is something I've learned to do in the past, and that is the first thing, the mind. When we are born, our minds automatically trigger an emotion. We cry, sleep, poop, but mostly complain. Human nature has developed society to complain. In theory, our brains are all being used. As we get older, we lose a piece of the brain, it gets dormant, and you have a brain of normal function. Sometimes the brain is faster than others, or slower than others. But in all truth, we only use half of our brains, because other parts are hidden. The messages have not developed to use that part of the brain. Art is actually a bit of an illusion. Colors are not all the same. Light can be different by colors, but it can still be white light. Art is a new part of the brain. It learns to adapt to an emotion. Music, movies, painting, drawing, even fighting. This becomes a combo, which is known as a sport. A person uses a skill because his brain adapts to the functions of that sport faster than others. Those that are slower can define detailing strategies on how to play. The brain is used for different things depending on you. How does this make the mind able to adapt to that art? Passion. We gain passion to those things we love. Subconsciously, sometimes we just do it. The mind then sets off an epic voyage to experiment and see what you can do with this art. Now, the mind is very important. It is the thing that triggers us. It is the thing that makes us creative. We use our brains for almost everything. We see something, we think of something, and we go and do it. And that's the brain. It sends all the messages all of our bodies to do things, to talk, to see, to move our hands, all that cool stuff. And we have one other component that helps with that, and that's the heart. The heart is the second ingredient in having the artistic vision you need when you make short films. Now, don't let the mind and heart fool you. They're not the same. The mind can help you understand smell, taste, seeing, touching, hearing. Those senses are triggered by the brain to all over the body and the heart. But taste can be bad. Smells can be strong. Touching could be icy cold. Seeing could be foggy. Hearing could be too loud. You see, the heart is the moving feeling of you. It's what causes the reactions to the brain. It makes you react to whatever the brain is sensing, creating an effect to the heart that helps block your ears, pinch your nose, close your eyes, eat the food, touch the water. These sensory brain waves ripple to your entire body. Once the heart feels it, it begins to take action. Expression. When a person's thoughts or feelings are being shared, art is an expression you can showcase to the world. The heart creates amazing things. The mind plans the art. The heart expresses art by making it. But there's a problem. Your design, your outlook on the artistic world, your sense of showing your gifts are being questioned by society. You begin to secretly do your own art, afraid that the world will see you differently. You accept the world, live in it, work in it, eat in it, friends and family, but something is hidden, your art. You hide it, creating a mind of ideas, but without actions. Now, the mind, that's good, right? You have it intact. The heart, you have it intact. There's one last component in your search of who you are in making short films, where you want to go, is the most important of them all, spirit. Or if you're not a believer in spirits or anything, then the will to go and do something with your art. Most people have a good idea. Most people have the heart, but they don't have the will to go out and do it because they're afraid or they're scared or something like that. They have that fear of, oh my gosh, this is going to work out. The will is what pushes that art to come out. That will is I'm going to make something, a design, a drawing, and I'm going to use that drawing and I'm going to put it into a museum. Let's go on Google and see what museum I can put my art in. Oh, this museum's open. Let me talk to the owner. The owner's going to be like, okay, cool. You're going to showcase your art at that museum. And people are going to go and look at it. They're going to talk about it. They're going to see what it is. That is the will to actually go and do something with your art. When you don't do that, when you don't show your will to make that art, it's not going to happen. People aren't going to know what you're good at. They're going to, you're just going to be a wanderer doing art and stuff, but not really putting it out there. And I've had that guilt. I've had that guilt of having a lot of stuff that I've done in the past and not being able to really showcase that because I lost that opportunity. And when you lose that opportunity, it just goes away and you have nothing to show for yourself once that happens. You just have regret. Don't have regrets. And that's the spirit. The spirit is the key component of everything else. It pushes your mind and your heart to do whatever it takes to create great art in a respectful way for you, not in a hazardous way, in a way that you can say, I want to make the world a better place with my art, and by doing that, I want to do this with my art to help people in this way. Remember, you're helping yourself, but at the same time, you're trying to showcase your stuff so that hopefully that can be implied in whatever people are seeing your art, and that's very important. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Who are you? My name is J.A.G. I'm the expressive filmmaker, but you guys can call me J. And that's just me. I created from Nice Scratch because I thought that why not do a show on YouTube that is how to make short films, but from scratch. You show them how to do it from scratch, from the beginning, and you build up to making something with you guys. And I show you how you can make short films together in a very relaxing way. So I think that'll be a cool way to do it from Nice Scratch. So yeah, but that's it for this video, my very first episode of From Nice Scratch, episode 1, Who Are You? Thank you guys for watching this video, and please, without further ado, Thank you very much and goodbye.